Saints, welcome back to another week of SFHS Today. I'm Katie.
And I'm Bailey. On Monday night, the talent show was held in the PAC. Who knew our school had so much talent? Misty and Brielle went out and got more information.
What did you perform at the talent show?
I performed Viva La Vida by Coldplay with 4 of my friends in a brass quintet that we called Floor Mat. Gabe Tronson, Carl Jensen, Adam Marshall, and Aaron Emmerich.
We performed Let Your Heart Hold Fast by Ford Atlantic. I performed with my band, Mason Shields and Noah Chris.
I performed a duet with Aaron Mitzuk. We performed Say Something by Great Big World.
We placed crowd favorite next to Aaron.
I became a judge because Jillian Cherney, a member of student council, was talking about the talent show and mentioned that she needed judges, and I volunteered.
Everybody did a really good job, and I'd like to see them all play again next year.
My favorite 2 performances were Connor Swafford playing a very technically difficult song, and Aaron Manglos singing All of Me by John Lennon. I enjoyed being a judge. It was one of the better experiences I've had this year. It was nice to be able to critique performances. I don't get to do that often or at all, but it was nice. I enjoyed it.
Aaron Manglos won Judge's Choice, and the Band Youth Divided won Audience Choice. Also, on Monday night, conferences were held. Due to the weather, there wasn't a big turnout. Austin Scott has more for us.
SFHS mid-tri conferences were lightly attended because of weather conditions on Monday night.
We have conferences. I think it's an important thing to make sure that parents have an opportunity to talk to teachers about how their son or daughter is doing in the classroom. We have it once every trimester, and we used to do it towards the middle of the tri, so that we can be proactive if a student needs additional help or needs more support to be able to improve their grade or achievement in the class. And how do we compare to other schools? I think the way we compare to other schools, it really varies. A lot of schools this is kind of more of a traditional model. There used to be a much longer time for conferences in a lot of schools, but I think since a lot of people use Infinite Campus or are able to monitor grades on a regular basis, that's kind of limited the number of conferences that we normally have.
This has been Austin Scott reporting for SFHS Today.
Last weekend, the foreign exchange students went to the ice castles in Stillwater. This was one of many experiences the host families have arranged, from pumpkin patches in the fall to shopping at the Mall of America. Damir Abrakhmanov is an exchange student from Kazakhstan who is hosted by physics teacher Lee Graves and his wife Amy. Both Damir and Anastasia Tokar have won fellowship to attend a civic education workshop in Washington, D.C. in March. Here's more on the story.
I've learned a lot about the culture from Kazakhstan. I learned a lot about the education system and how it's similar and different. Learned a lot about just a different culture has been fun. And working with a student who is here and living with them on a daily basis has been fun and interesting as well.
Compared to first arriving here and now, how do you feel about things?
When I first came in the U.S., it was kind of weird. It was different. I felt some homesick, stuff like that. But now, I think it's pretty good. Yeah.
Well, actually dealing with just the whole foreign exchange system in general, how that system works, what kind of work those kids have to do. Like most of the foreign exchange kids here have to do some sort of community service. I wasn't aware of that.
Exchange program has a lot of different workshops. It helps students to adjust. And so, for example, in March, I'm going to Washington, D.C.
Really what the foreign exchange kids think about the States and just the different culture that they hit. You know it's different, but until you see it, you really don't appreciate it, I think.
It's, in the beginning, it's really hard, but then it's pretty good actually. You're getting a lot of experience. You meet a lot of new people. You learn new culture, and it all is good.
I think all students in St. Francis would would be benefited by talking to the foreign exchange kids and getting to know them, getting to know where they're coming from, getting to know what they like and what they necessarily don't like about the area, and just getting to know them and why they're here and what they're doing here. And you'd find out they're here for lots of different reasons. They want to come to the States, they want to learn here, and I think just getting to know them would be a very interesting thing. Then you'd get to learn about a whole different culture and how it's very, in certain areas, very different, but in other instances, very much the same as what you guys have here.
This Saturday, the St. Francis Knowledge Bowl team will host the 8th annual Rumble on the Rum. 15 schools will be here and more than 60 teams will compete using most of the classrooms in the building. It is expected that there will be more than 300 visitors.
Speaking of Knowledge Bowl, seniors Connor Sullivan, Alex Sweeney, Alexandra Ferguson, and Kelsey Phelan finished number 5 out of 60 varsity teams in the Knowledge Bowl tournament at Buffalo High School last week.
The most challenging part of Knowledge Bowl this season is learning how the whole thing works. For me, I'm started Knowledge Bowl for the first time this year, and luckily I've had a really good teacher, and that's Mr. Bo Stevens, who has been so very helpful, and Miss Denise Lachinsky as my assistant, who has been invaluable. So just learning about the whole process, and especially how tournaments are run, that's quite a complex undertaking. So I would say those 2 items.
And my best memory was when we buzzed in, one word in to the question, and then Connor guessed 4 and we got it correct.
My biggest accomplishment and my best memory is last Saturday when we got 5th place out of 57 teams, because that's the best that I've ever done in a meet.
We started out with a new team this year. I'd been on one with the same 3 people and then alternating one, but I've got a couple more and they are doing pretty well with us this year. I think we work really well together, so just like kind of figuring out our groove.
Most difficult thing is actually getting everybody to come in at the same time, because we have such busy schedules, so it's hard to actually have practice together a lot.
I think we all are pretty important because we try to focus on learning about specific topics. So we've got a couple who do the math problems, but a lot of it's just like things we've learned separately, and so it's good to have people who can do different things.
Our next meet is this Saturday. It's our home meet. It's called the Rumble on the Rum, so it's going to be here.
Hey Katie, aren't you in all-conference band?
Yes, I am. We've had one rehearsal, and on January 16th, we have our performance at Princeton High School at 7 p.m. Admission is $5. Tyler Kessler has more information.
I chose the all-conference students for their hard work and effort in my classroom and what they bring every single day. Thought they'd be good representatives of our school.
I was really excited and I felt really honored. I think it's a huge accomplishment and a really exciting experience. So
yeah, I would say the same. I was ecstatic and shocked and just really excited.
Every year that we've had all conference, so it's been 7 years now. This is only the 3rd year, I think, in the Mississippi 8, so 3 years for this, I guess.
We're singing 4 pieces. Yep. One is all women, and then 3 of them are mixed formation.
Yep, and then there's a male one too.
And then the men are singing their own song too.
All of the conference schools, all the Mississippi 8 conference schools, each pick 8 representatives, 2 from each section, to come together, be a choir. We rehearse for 1 day during school, and then we come together again with a guest clinician who's a college director somewhere. Spend the whole day working. There's also all-conference band and all-conference jazz band. And then that night, all 3 all-conference groups put a concert on at Princeton High School.
I think I'd probably say I Love You, What a Wonderful World, because it's in it has an ensemble and then it has a chorus, so it's double camera, or double choir.
And we're in the smaller section, so our part is harder to hear sometimes, so yeah, it's hard. But it's really pretty, so it's
yeah, so the all-conference band and jazz band, we have a total of 12 students from St. Francis High School that are representing us. 9 of them are in the concert band and 3 of them are in the jazz band. And these students are selected each year. We nominate a certain number, and then the host school needs to kind of pick a certain number of students based on what instruments they play so that the band has a good balance, both the jazz band and the concert band. And so I just nominate students that are doing really good work, that have great attendance, that work hard, involved in extracurricular activities, and then they have to make the difficult decision of which of those fantastic students to nominate every year. I feel kind of bad for the other 10 or 20 students that we could have had be a part of that group, but the event will happen next Monday on the day off of school. All these students will go to Princeton High School and perform with all the students from the other schools, basically putting together a whole concert in a day and a half that leads to the concert at night, where there'll be the all-conference choir, concert band, and a jazz band.
There's about 20 kids in all conference band and choir.
Yeah, again, just based on their work ethic, want to obviously pick students that are going to travel well and represent our school in a really positive way, and we have so many students that would do that. I just had to narrow it down to these 12, and it also came down to some of the needs for instrumentation in the group.
We're performing 3 songs: Rest, Rough Riders, and Pusta.
We're learning Fables of Faubus, Moten Swing, Nation Fight Song, and then there's another one I forgot.
I would have to say Pusta is the hardest song because it's the longest piece and there's a lot of difficult rhythms and the speed is at a fast tempo.
The hardest piece is probably Fables of Faubus. It has really high notes and some really weird intervals, and it's just a really challenging song.
This is my 5th year doing this, and I'm always amazed at how much the students in all of the groups achieve in terms of their performance quality. They get to work with a clinician, usually a college or university band director and choir director. And it's really cool to see the kids learn from teachers at that level.
When Armbruster first asked me to join, I was just shocked. I guess I didn't really expect it. I didn't see it coming. He asked a group of people to come into his office, and I just didn't expect it at all, and I was super happy.
Excited to be part of the band and compete with other really good musicians.
In more music news, Show Choir had its first competition on Saturday and placed 3rd in Ankeny, Iowa. They were also named Best Vocals. Here's Nastia with more.
Behind me represents a group of kids who have been working on this show. We quite literally had our first rehearsal on the first day of school. And we rehearse twice a week from 6 to 8, sometimes 6 to 9, numerous choreography rehearsals. This is quite the thing to put together.
I'm really good about it. I feel like the group has grown from the past 4 years that I've experienced in this activity. I mean, I'm just really excited. I feel like we can do anything if we put our minds to it. I feel really confident. I'm really excited.
We've been working extra super hard. I think we're gonna do great. For me, I know I've been practicing a lot, putting a lot of work in. So I mean, a little bit nervous for how it's gonna go, but I think we're gonna do fine.
Well, our theme is based off of time, and when I hear about the time theme, I think it's a good idea because with how much our world is going through right now, we need something to know that we can't just be wasting our time by worrying about what's gonna happen next. We need to cherish every moment, and that's what our show is basically talking about. And if anyone gets a chance to see Bridge Street Singers, I'd highly recommend it. It's so worth it.
For this season, I'm very excited for it. Going to a couple competitions. Ankeny is our first one, and it's going to be a big one. I'm happy to be here.
He's been in choir since, well, years.
Yeah.
High school, throughout the whole high school.
4 years in choir.
Plus previous at Trinity. Oh, I think it'll be awesome. Last year was fabulous.
Yeah, they did a really good job last year.
They are an amazing group of kids. They're talented. If they stay strong and they keep persevering to the goal at the end, they're going to be fantastic. No doubt in my mind.
In November, new members were elected to the school board, and they had their first meeting on Monday. Marty spoke with new school board member Mike Starr, teacher Mike Stoffel, and Principal Doug Austin about the powers of the school board and how it affects the everyday operations of schools in ISD 15.
As a sub-teacher, you see a lot that goes on in the school district, and I just, as a school board member, I could help make some changes within the school district itself. Looking at education, busing, our grounds, our facilities.
Well, I mean, it can be a wide range of things. Probably the area they most impact, what impacts students, is funding for the school district, setting policies and procedures. You know, they in or out, then they make some staffing decisions also based on, you know, what is allotted to each school.
And I just thought we need someone to come on board to maybe get a bigger emphasis to take care of our facilities for one, and the education. What angle, where are we going with education? I want to be part of that for all of our students here in our school district.
Well, I think it's a good thing for everyone, especially parents, students. You know, I think it's something you can do, reading the minutes and stuff like that, to have an understanding of what's going on at the school board level.
Thanks, Marty. That's all we have for you this week, Saints. Stay
So, Saints, it is Friday, my dudes, which means we have a high of 8 and a low of 3. Tomorrow you can break out the bro tanks with a low of 14 and a high of 25. Sunday will be 25 and sunny as well. Have a great weekend, Saints. Ka-chow.
Hey Saints, I'm Connor. And I'm Tyler. Welcome to sports. The boys basketball team played Andover last Saturday and won with a score of 52-47. The boys had a tough conference game Tuesday against Monticello and lost 44-67. The Saints went into the second quarter down by 10. They had a big third quarter, scoring 27 points, but were not able to rally to take the lead. They had another conference game Thursday at STMA, and scores can be found online. Overall, the team is 5-6 heading into the midseason. Freshman Wyatt Schroeder is having a great season as a new member of the team, scoring 51 points over the 3 games played against Anoka, Coon Rapids, and Irondale. This garnered him a nod from the St. Francis Saints Activities Twitter account as an Athlete of the Week, based on the Twitter poll.
Saints Wrestling had a dual win over Cretan and were team champs at the Cambridge Iceni Invite on Saturday. Senior Tony Struns was the MVP of the Cambridge Iceni tournament. They had another meet on Thursday at North Branch, and results will be posted online. On Friday, the wrestlers have a meet at STMA and an invitational at Centennial High School on Saturday. Results will also be posted online.
Boys hockey team played Anoka last Saturday and won with a score of 3-2. They also had a big Section 7 win against Forest Lake on Tuesday with the final score of 7-2. On Saturday, they played North Branch. Cody Kolb scored 2 goals in the Anoka game, with one of them being a game-winning goal with 13 seconds left in the game, and that's why he's our Athlete of the Week.
Cody came through our program through tryouts this year. He's a 10th grader, and so this is his first year trying out with the team, and yeah, he tried out for the team, and he made it with flying colors. So he's been with us ever since middle of November. Great. Cody's a great kid. He exemplifies what our program is about. He's a hard worker. He's a good student. He never says a negative word about anybody else. He's always positive. Always puts forth his best effort, which is really all we can ask as a coaching staff. Just last week we played Anoka, and we have not beaten Anoka in at least 8 years. And the game was tied 2-2, and there's about 20 seconds left. And first and foremost, Cody goes up and he blocks a shot. And as a defenseman, blocking a shot up by the blue line is pretty rare. But he saw there was an opening, and he took it upon himself to skate up and block the shot. It shot off his shin pads, and he was on a breakaway. The Anoka guy wheels around, and as he's skating to the goalie on a breakaway, he's getting hacked, in the ankle to draw a penalty. And he's just the kind of kid who will stick with it. He's tough. Didn't lose focus, stayed with the puck, and actually got a shot off in net, and we scored with about 13 seconds left in the game to secure a victory, and that was actually his second goal of that game. So it was it couldn't happen to a nicer kid. It's nice when the hard work that you see them put in practice pays off in a game like that. So that just exemplifies who Cody is. Just that small microcosm of that game was kind of Cody concentrated, I think, if you want to put it in terms like that.
Well, the first one I was just scrapping out front, and I ended up burying it. And then the last one with 13 seconds left, I blocked a shot, went on breakaway, and ended up crashing into the goalie. And then the puck went in.
Girls basketball played Monticello last Tuesday and won 58-36. This makes them 3-0 in conference play. Just like freshman Wyatt Schroeder, freshman Amy Shaforgan is having a great season with the Saints and was the Twitter poll Girls B-Ball Athlete of the Week.
Girls hockey team played Cambridge on Tuesday and came up with a score of 5-0, with Allison Hulst scoring her first varsity goal. Rachel Miller had a shutout with 29 saves. They also have a game on Saturday versus Princeton. Results for that will be posted online.
Girls gymnastics team had a meet on Thursday in Cambridge Iceni. Results will be posted online.
The dance team has conference championships on Saturday at Chisago. If they get first or second in the jazz competition, they will be jazz conference champs for the first time in St. Francis history.
Before we go, Danielle and Reno went out to talk to the sports teams to give us a mid-season update.
We're doing all right. We're 5-8 right now, and we've been playing very good in the last couple games.
We didn't start out as well as we'd like to this year, but now we're on a winning streak and everything's going good for us.
I think our season's been going really good. We've really improved over the last couple of years, and we've been going up against some tough teams, and we've been beating some tough teams and improving our scores a lot throughout the season.
We started off with a 134, and that was higher than we had ever gotten last year, so we're hoping to get in the 140s by the end of the season.
We started off kind of slow, but we continue to grow more and more each game.
Our season's going pretty good. We started off strong and we hit a rough patch in the middle, but we're coming back with 2 wins so far.
I think our play has improved significantly and finished the season out hard and into the section playoffs, win a quarterfinal game. Never been done in St. Francis history.
We've been winning in the past couple of weeks a lot. We've really improved on our defense. Where do we rank in state? 7th in state. So everything's building upon each other.
I think our team has grown really strong with giving our emotion into the dance and really getting into them, and just overall flexibility and just our dance technique.
We've been doing a lot more conditioning in the middle of the season than we did last year, so we're not dragging as much.
We're a really young team, so we've improved with our younger players stepping up and playing with more confidence.
We've figured out how to score and work together and communicate.
Our goal for the rest of the season is to win a lot more of our games. We're bouncing back right now.
Some of our goals this year are to win the conference championship and just improve every game and every practice.
Our goals are to keep improving our scores, and hopefully this Saturday at Conference Champs we are going to place really well and hopefully get Conference Champs for Jazz for the first time ever in St. Francis dance team history.
Our goal is to try to hit in the 140s and to try to beat Cambridge.
We've won 5 or 6 in a row right now, and we want to keep continuing the wins.
Our goal is ultimately to go to state and also improve as a team.
Last week, because of a production error, our Athlete of the Week, Brielle Arzdorff, was not able to make it into the show. So here's the footage from last week's Athlete of the Week.
I've been playing hockey since 2nd grade. I play right wing. My brother.
And what has been your favorite memory?
Probably scoring my first goal in 8th grade.
How does Brielle contribute to the team?
Brielle is really fast and she's really good at back checking and picking up players when they come down. Brielle and I give her rides to the ice arena, so we jam out in the car and we dance a lot in the locker room. Her favorite song is Hard For. Brielle's just all around a bubbly person and she always has a positive attitude.
Have a great weekend, Saints.